Have you ever stopped to consider how deeply ingrained societal perceptions can shape the experiences of women as they cross the threshold of 60? So many of us, without realizing it, carry a collective narrative about aging that often diminishes and misrepresents the vibrant lives led by women in their later years. Think of Sarah, a woman who recently turned. For decades, she was a respected leader in her field, a mentor to countless young professionals, and the vibrant center of her family. Yet, after she retired, she started to notice a subtle shift in how people treated her. Conversations at social gatherings seemed to bypass her, as if her opinions were suddenly less relevant. Colleagues she'd mentored rarely sought her advice anymore, instead directing their questions to younger counterparts. Sarah felt a creeping sense of invisibility, a feeling that her wisdom and contributions were no longer seen or valued by the world around her, leaving her wondering if she had somehow lost her voice simply by gaining another decade. Then there's her friend, Maria, also 62, who, despite experiencing similar shifts, actively sought out new roles, joined community groups, and became an outspoken advocate for older adults. Maria, through her actions, seemed to defy the unspoken rules, continuing to be a force to be reckoned with. The truth is, the gap between being marginalized and remaining powerfully engaged often comes down to understanding the hidden perceptions that exist and consciously choosing to challenge them. In this article, we are going to unveil 7 things you might not know about how society perceives women over 60, and, more importantly, how these perceptions impact their lives. By the end, you won't just be aware of these unseen biases. You'll discover the simple, actionable steps we can all take to reshape this narrative and empower women in their later years. As someone deeply committed to understanding the societal dynamics of aging, particularly for women, I can tell you that the stories of Sarah and Maria are ones I encounter frequently. It's not about any inherent decline, it's about the pervasive, often subtle ways that ageism compounded by sexism silently operates. The insights I'm about to share are drawn from extensive research and observations of how these perceptions manifest in everyday life. If you find this information valuable, please let me know by commenting number 1. If not, comment number 0 so I can provide better content for you. Now let's delve into the core of what it means to truly understand the world's lens on women over. The first thing many people don't realize is the profound impact of perceived invisibility. It's not just a feeling, it's a documented phenomenon where older women often report feeling underseen or misseen in various social and public spaces. This isn't about being literally invisible, but rather experiencing a societal tendency to overlook their presence, contributions, and even their basic needs. Imagine Eleanor, a spry 70-year-old, standing in a busy shop. She might be waiting at a counter, but the young clerk consistently makes eye contact with younger customers, seemingly oblivious to Eleanor's presence. Or consider a community meeting where an older woman attempts to voice an opinion, only to be interrupted or have her point subtly dismissed, while a similar point made by a younger person is given more weight. This perceived invisibility is particularly acute in media, where older women are drastically underrepresented, and when they do appear, it's often in stereotypical roles. This can lead to a heartbreaking sense of irrelevance, as if society has decided their stories and experiences are no longer valuable. The actionable advice here is twofold. For individuals, it's about intentionally seeking out and engaging with older women, giving their voices priority and respect. For older women themselves, it's about refusing to accept this invisibility. This means actively participating, speaking up, and demanding to be seen and heard. Whether it's in a public forum, a family gathering, or a customer service interaction, simple acts like maintaining eye contact, speaking clearly, and asserting one's right to be heard can begin to dismantle this pervasive perception. Furthermore, supporting media that genuinely portrays the diverse lives of older women helps shift the broader cultural narrative. Believe it or not, the second significant perception often revolves around a diminishing of sexual desirability and an inaccurate assumption of asexuality. In a youth-privileged culture, where female value is frequently tied to appearance and reproductive potential, women over 60 are often desexualized and considered past their prime. This societal narrative is incredibly damaging, implying that desire, intimacy, and sensuality somehow cease to exist after a certain age. Consider Margaret, a vibrant 65-year-old who still enjoys her relationship with her partner and values intimacy. Yet she feels a pressure to conform to a societal expectation of grandmahood, where expressions of sexuality are deemed inappropriate or even a little strange. This misperception is deeply ingrained, from the lack of older women in romantic roles in film and television, to the societal discomfort when an older woman expresses interest in dating or a new relationship. The reality is that sexuality is a lifelong aspect of human experience, and for many women, later life brings a newfound comfort in their own skin, free from the pressures of younger years. The actionable advice here is to challenge these outdated notions. For others, it means recognizing and celebrating the multifaceted lives of older women, including their capacity for love, passion, and intimacy. For older women, it's about embracing their own sensuality and agency, refusing to be defined by narrow, ageist stereotypes. This could involve speaking openly about relationships, challenging jokes that infantilize older women, or simply living authentically in their romantic and intimate lives without apology. It's about recognizing that beauty and desirability are not solely defined by you. If you are still reading and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know you are on this journey with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Just as perceived desirability shifts, so too does the third perception, the pervasive grandmotherization. This phenomenon reduces older women solely to the role of a grandmother, regardless of their actual family status or the other complex identities they hold. It's an endearing term in many contexts, but when it becomes the only lens through which older women are viewed, it erases their individuality, accomplishments, and diverse contributions outside of family caregiving. Think of Susan, a retired architect in her early 60s, who dedicated her life to designing innovative buildings and mentoring young architects. When she meets new people, the first question often becomes about her grandchildren, even if she has none, or if her professional legacy is far more central to her identity. This reduction can feel limiting, as if her entire existence has been distilled down to a singular, often assumed, familial role. While grandmothers play an invaluable role in society, reducing women to this single identity overlooks their continued professional lives, their artistic pursuits, their political activism, or their personal passion. The actionable advice is to actively seek to understand the full spectrum of an older woman's life. Ask about her interests, her career, her hobbies, and her aspirations, rather than making assumptions based on age or presumed family status. For older women, it means asserting their diverse identities. Share your stories, your achievements, and your passions beyond your family roles. Engage in activities that reflect your true self, and don't hesitate to correct someone who inadvertently or deliberately pigeonholes you. It's about asserting that you are a complex individual with a rich tapestry of experiences, not just a familial type. Moving from personal identity to public recognition, the fourth perception often overlooked is the disproportionate lack of recognition for older women's positive contributions to society compared to older men. While older men might be lauded as distinguished or wise patriarchs, even with visible signs of aging, older women are less likely to have their wisdom, experience, and ongoing societal contributions celebrated. Instead, there's a subtle tendency to view them as a burden or a problem needing attention, rather than as invaluable resources. Consider the narrative around aging CEOs or politicians. Older men are often praised for their gravitas and accumulated wisdom, while older women in similar positions might face questions about their relevance or ability to keep up with younger generations. This bias also extends to unpaid labor, where the extensive caregiving, volunteering, and community work performed by older women is often unseen and undervalued by the broader society. It's a systemic issue, reflecting deeply ingrained gender biases that persist even in later life. The actionable advice here is to consciously acknowledge and amplify the voices and contributions of older women in all spheres of life: professional, community, and personal. Actively seek out their perspectives, highlight their achievements, and champion their ongoing involvement. For older women, it means refusing to be silent about their contributions. Share your stories, mentor younger generations, take on leadership roles, and advocate for issues you care about. Organize, connect, and collaborate to ensure your collective wisdom is heard and recognized. This reclaiming of agency is crucial for shifting the public narrative. If you are still reading and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 5 below to let me know you are on this journey with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Your financial independence and economic security also face unique perceptions. Forming the fifth often misunderstood aspect of aging for women. Older women are more susceptible to poverty in later life due to a lifetime of gender pay gaps, career interruptions for caregiving, and a greater likelihood of outliving male partners. Yet there's a perception that older adults, in general, are financially comfortable or that issues of economic vulnerability primarily affect men. This often leads to an underestimation of the financial precarity many older women face, making their struggles less visible and less addressed. Think of Clara, a 72-year-old who worked part-time her entire life to balance work and family responsibilities. Her social security benefits are modest, and she struggles to make ends meet, yet she feels a societal pressure to present an image of comfortable retirement. This silent struggle is often overlooked in policy discussions and social support systems, which may not fully grasp the cumulative economic disadvantages women face over a lifetime. The actionable advice here is to raise awareness about the specific economic challenges faced by older women, and advocate for policies that address these disparities, such as fair wages, robust social security, and support for caregivers. For older women, it means prioritizing financial literacy and planning throughout their lives, and seeking out resources and support networks designed to address their unique economic needs. It's also about breaking the silence around financial struggles, sharing experiences, and advocating for systemic change. This allows for a more accurate perception of their economic realities and helps to build a stronger safety net for all. Beyond the financial, the sixth overlooked perception is the often invisible burden of caregiving and its impact on older women's lives. While women, regardless of age, are often primary caregivers, this role intensifies in later life, with older women frequently caring for aging spouses, adult children with disabilities, or even grandchildren. There's a societal expectation that women will naturally assume these roles, leading to a perception that their time and energy are infinitely available for caregiving, often at the expense of their own health, social life, and personal pursuits. Consider the case of Beatrice, 68, who spends her days caring for her husband with advanced dementia. Her friends admire her dedication, but few truly grasp the physical and emotional toll it takes, or how it isolates her from her previous life. Her contributions are often seen as a private family matter, rather than a societal contribution worthy of support and recognition. This perception can lead to burnout, health issues, and profound loneliness, yet it often goes unacknowledged by broader society. The actionable advice is to recognize, value, and support the unpaid caregiving work performed by older women. This means advocating for policies that provide respite care, financial assistance, and accessible support services for caregivers. For older women who are caregivers, it's about recognizing their own needs and seeking support networks, setting boundaries, and allowing themselves to receive help. It's crucial to challenge the perception that caregiving is solely a private family responsibility, and instead highlight it as a vital societal contribution that requires collective support and recognition. Finally, the seventh, and perhaps most insidious, perception is the internalization of ageist and sexist stereotypes by older women themselves. This is not about external bias, but the way societal messaging can subtly lead women over 60 to believe some of these limiting narratives about themselves. This can manifest as self-consciousness about appearance, a reluctance to pursue new opportunities, or a diminished sense of self-worth based on youth-centric ideals. Think of Dorothy, 65, who, despite being physically able and mentally sharp, stopped wearing bright colors and engaging in her favorite dance class because she felt she was too old, or it wasn't appropriate for her age. This self-limitation, born from internalized stereotypes, is heartbreaking because it restricts their potential and joy. The media's constant emphasis on anti-aging products and the veneration of youthful appearance contributes significantly to this internalized ageism, creating a constant pressure to fight visible signs of aging rather than embracing them as markers of a rich life lived. The actionable advice here is to cultivate self-compassion and critical awareness of societal messaging. Actively challenge negative self-talk that stems from ageist stereotypes. Embrace the wisdom, strength, and beauty that come with age, and celebrate the authentic self. For others, it's about fostering an environment that celebrates aging and diverse forms of beauty, rather than perpetuating youth-centric ideals. This means promoting positive images of older women, recognizing their inherent value beyond appearance, and encouraging them to pursue their passions without reservation. It's about creating a culture where women over 60 feel empowered to live authentically, fully, and joyfully, unburdened by societal expectations. So, what have you learned so far about the often unseen perceptions that shape the lives of women over 60? As we've explored these 7 powerful insights from invisibility and desexualization to grandmotherization, lack of recognition, financial vulnerability, caregiving burdens, and internalized stereotypes, what is one thing you plan to bring into practice in your own life to challenge these narratives? Will you intentionally engage more deeply with an older woman, valuing her unique perspective? Will you consciously seek out and celebrate the diverse contributions of women in their later years? Or will you, as an older woman, embrace your authentic self, challenge limiting beliefs, and refuse to be defined by outdated societal expectations? Please, share your answer in the comments below. Your journey and your insights are valuable to this community, and by sharing, you contribute to a more inclusive and equitable world for all ages. And if this article has resonated with you, I encourage you to share it with friends, family, or anyone who might benefit from this wisdom. Thank you for reading, and remember to live your best life, filled with respect, connection, and profound self-worth, no matter your age.